In the heart of Thailand, the VIP lounge packed with well-known influencers. Among them are Chloe, a beauty icon, and Jane, a fashion trendsetter. Midway through the night, Chloe receives a private message from a sponsor and decides to slip away. She decides to take Jane along with her. They step into a sleek luxury car, but the encounter quickly takes a turn neither woman anticipated. Far from the neon lights in a quiet rural town, Carissa dreams of social media stardom. She has only 1,500 followers, unlike her younger sister Charlotte, who has 6,500. They live on their family's horse ranch with their father. The ranch is deep in debt and the costs of upkeep are crushing. Determined to help, the sisters promise to find a way, though their father is preparing to take a physically demanding warehouse job despite his injury. That evening, as Carissa scrolls through online job postings, her sister playfully suggests she follow Jack, a millionaire influencer. Carissa then likes one of Jack's photos before bed. On impulse, she also uploads a picture of herself. By morning, her phone is flooded with notifications, over 7,000 new followers overnight, and Jack himself has started following her. Even more surprising, he sends a personal invitation to an exclusive party in Thailand. He claims sponsors will cover all her travel expenses, including the flight. Excited, Carissa shares the news at home. Her sister is stunned to see her follower count leap to 12,000 in a single night and insists it's a golden opportunity. Their father remains wary, but Charlotte reassures him. Eventually, he allows Carissa to go. Jack sends a luxury car to her ranch. Her father warns her to be careful, reminding her that 2 weeks is a long time for trouble to find someone. Carissa arrives in Thailand. At the airport, she meets few other influencers. Jenner, a fitness influencer with a massive following. Malcolm, better known as Miami, a charismatic fashion blogger with over 1 million followers, and Kimberly, a beauty influencer with 3.5 million followers. Their destination is a lavish villa. Carissa's excitement grows. It's her first time abroad. Inside, however, her enthusiasm is tempered when fashion influencer Fiona, with over 12 million followers, insists everyone hand over their phones. Explaining that all posts will be filtered by the sponsors, Carissa reluctantly surrenders her phone and Fiona promises they'll get them back later. Moments later, Jack himself arrives, commanding the room. Each influencer is given a bracelet granting access to exclusive events. Carissa quietly thanks Jack for inviting her, finding comfort in the fact that he too comes from a small town. Miami then explains her about the 4 main niches represented here: fashion, lifestyle, fitness, and beauty. Everything they do is part of the brand. During a lifestyle meetup, Carissa admits to Jack that her real goal is to save her family's ranch. Jack promises to help her get 1 million followers in order to attract a sponsorship worth 400,000. When the phones are returned, she learns every post will be run through the sponsors filter. Jack warns her to steer clear of the Old Town, a dangerous part of the city controlled by organized crime. Later, Carissa posts her first filtered photo and poses for a selfie with Jack to boost her reach. In the night, at a crowded nightclub, where Fiona's team secretly monitors every influencer, Carissa's follower count climbs rapidly. Usually she stays away from partying, but tonight she lets her guard down around Jack. The music, lights, and drinks blur together, and by the end of the night she has over 100,000 followers. Drunk and exhausted, Carissa blacks out. In the morning, Miami finds her and suggests a walk to clear her head. Ignoring Jack's warning about the Old Town, Carissa joins Miami and Jenner for breakfast at a small diner. The area is run by a gang led by a man named JT, who extorts local businesses. When JT spots them, Miami tries to pass them off as regular tourists, but tensions rise until Jenner throws the first punch. The fight ends abruptly when Jack arrives, having tracked them through a location app. Back at the villa, Jack reminds Carissa to avoid visiting Old Town. It's a place where problems are almost certain to find you. Later that day, Fiona gathers everyone and introduces them to Daniel, primary sponsor behind their luxurious trip. Then he makes a surprising announcement. One guest will be awarded a contract worth $500,000. The decision will be made by Daniel, Jack, and Fiona, but there's one key requirement. The winner must have over 1 million followers. In front of the group, Fiona takes Carissa's hand and advises her to keep her distance from Jack. Carissa is left unsettled. Soon after, she receives a message from Charlotte, her sister, who can sense that things aren't going smoothly. Carissa reassures her that she will secure a sponsor no matter what. Miami later offers some encouragement. Carissa is still far from her target of 1 million followers. Miami suggests she add more appeal and creativity to her posts. They go shopping, one of the perks of the trip, and as a fashion specialist, specialist, Miami selects outfits he believes will enhance her brand. That evening, the group heads to an upscale club. The goal is the same: post flawless images that capture the essence of a dream lifestyle. Thinking about Jack, Carissa overlooks a few messages from her father. On the dance floor, she and Jack move together, catching Fiona's attention and sparking visible irritation. Carissa's follower count climbs to 500,000. She finds herself drawn deeper into the glamour and excitement, slowly losing sight of her priorities back home. Then, her follower count suddenly stops increasing. After watching it stay frozen for an hour, Carissa realizes the reason: Fiona is deliberately rejecting her posts. Later that night, an uninvited group forces its way onto the villa grounds. Carissa, feeling unsettled, confides in Jack, admitting that this lifestyle doesn't feel like it's meant for her. Jack tells her how much he respects her determination and starts to lean closer, but before anything can happen, security intervenes and detains the intruders. Fiona confronts the group's leader, JT, and demands that he leave the property immediately. The triggered alarm brings local authorities to the scene, and Fiona insists she has no prior connection to the individuals involved. 2 weeks after her disappearance, Chloe, remember, the girl we from the beginning of the story, finally returns. When questioned by an officer and shown a photo of the missing Jane, Chloe denies knowing her. When Carissa hears reports of several missing travelers, her concern deepens. Meanwhile, Chloe struggles with the weight of her decisions, but chooses to remain silent after Daniel transfers a large sum to her account. Jack also wants to leave, but he's entangled in the situation. By bringing in the influencers chosen by Daniel and Fiona, he has unknowingly become part of their operation. Daniel insists that his clients can't be kept waiting. Jack refuses to continue, but Daniel sends him a payment of $1 million as an incentive. The plan is to use the influencers' images for years, altering backgrounds so it appears they're still traveling and living glamorous lives, while hiding the fact that they're gone. Determined to warn Carissa, Jack sneaks into her room and tells her everything. He explains that Daniel caters to wealthy, powerful clients who pay to meet and control influencers they choose. That's how Jack met Fiona. She had borrowed money from Daniel to launch her clothing line, but lost it all. Usually, people in debt were not given a second chance, but Jack and Fiona convinced Daniel's clients to let them work instead. Their role was to lure in the influencers the clients requested. Carissa feels she can't fully trust Jack, but he pleads with her to believe he truly wants to help. By now, Daniel's associates have already started taking the influencers away, one by one. Jenner manages to fight them off, but most others aren't so fortunate. Fiona disapproves of what's happening, but knows that walking away isn't an option. Daniel wouldn't allow it. As Jack, Carissa, and Jenner rush toward the far wing of the villa, Daniel fired, striking Jack in the leg. Miami had known the truth all along, but he was also blackmailed. Fiona sedated Jack and threatened Carissa that she would be passed from one client to the next. Jack, heavily sedated, when he finally woke, Fiona stood before him, whispering that they were free at last. But Jack rejected the cost of that freedom, firmly declaring their story had ended 2 years ago. He turned away, leaving her behind. Elsewhere, an auction began. Wealthy sponsors placed bids, each selecting a specimen for themselves. Carissa woke up in an unfamiliar room. While the bidding continued, Daniel appeared on his yacht. Carissa sensed what was coming, her heart racing. Despite his wound, Jack infiltrated the yacht, quietly taking out guards. Just then, the remaining captives were brought aboard, distracting Daniel. Seizing the moment, Carissa tried to flee and collided with Jack. Daniel confronted them, and a fight erupted. In the chaos, Jack is knocked out again, and Carissa grabbed a pistol. Then she knocked him out and stole the keys. With no signal to call for help, Carissa freed Miami first. To her shock, he fled on a lifeboat. She returned to Jack, then together they first freed Jenner and then Kimberly. But Daniel's men weren't giving up. Carissa discovered the revolver she'd taken had no bullets left. Jack had every chance to walk away, settle his debts, and forget it all. Yet he stayed, and he didn't regret the choice. Before Daniel could retaliate, Thai police stormed the yacht, alerted by Miami, who hadn't abandoned them after all. Daniel glared at Jack, vowing they would meet again. This time, however, the network behind him was exposed, with bloggers and survivors ready to testify. Even Jack stood as a witness. Later, Carissa learned Jack had transferred $1 million to her. Overwhelmed, she embraced him, though both knew he still had much to make right. For everyone involved, it was a second chance, and Carissa dreamed of seeing her sister again. Jack was determined to help them make it happen. Carissa had returned to her family ranch, continuing her blog. Fame isn't always bright. Did this story make you rethink influencer life? Like, comment, and subscribe to Plot Hunters. And yes, hit that bell icon.